Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today we are gonna go on a test route. And I say we because I'm gonna take you and put you inside my brain so that you can see exactly what I'm seeing, hear exactly what I'm hearing, listen to what I'm thinking as well, so that you can have the best chance of applying those things and have the best chance of passing. So if that sounds like a good idea to you, let's go. We're gonna turn next right, so center mirror, signal right. Getting into gear 1 here. This is a very blind closed junction here. I can't see much on that side, so I'm just going to check. This bus is waiting for me to come out because he hasn't got room until I come out, so I'm just going to come out and then he can make his turn. And then we're going to take the next road on the right, so center mirror, signal right again. And this bus looks like it's turning into here, but I'm just going to go onto my side, checking both sides as I approach the bus coming. So if there, I wasn't sure how far that bus was, plus I wasn't really sure what was going on here properly because the bus just turned. In that situation, don't rush. Wait until you can see for certain that it's clear. If I was in a rush, I probably would have gone quickly, but I wouldn't be comfortable to do that. So in your test, only go when you're comfortable. A lot of people make the mistake of rushing and going too soon, thinking that that makes them a good driver by being really quick. It doesn't. You want to be sure that it's safe before you make your move. So right now I'm just waiting. I'm checking both sides again, waiting for these guys to go past, checking over there. Once I can see that side is clear, I'm going to check the side again, and as I come here I'm going to check one more time because you see it's quite closed here, and then I'll keep checking, then I can go. So always keep checking. I was 100% sure, but then as I went through, cars could have come down the road, so I want to keep checking again because the situation could have changed there. We're going to turn left at this roundabout. So center mirror, signal left, and there's a hedge just on the right there. So I can't really see what much of the bus I can see because it's tall and it's above the hedge, but I can't see. So I'm going to go into gear 1 and then get my biting point and then just hold it there for a sec. And there's quite a few cars here, so I'm just going to stop the car, put the handbrake on, get my biting point, bit of gas, biting point. Once I can see it's clear, handbrake down, check it one more time, and then I can carry on. So you will have time to get the car prepared, stop the car, get the handbrake on, get the gas on, get your biting point. So don't think you have to be really quick at those hills. And it's better to do it properly than try to do it in a rush. I can see people approaching this zebra crossing on the left side. Just going to reduce my speed a bit in case they decide to cross, but they're not crossing, so I can carry on. I'm going to pull over on the left in a safe place, so mirror, signal left, and I'll pull over here. So on your test exam, I probably would have given you a lot more warning than that you're going to pull over. Yeah, so now we're going to keep driving. We're going to follow the road towards the right, so it splits into two. One way goes towards the left, one way goes towards the right. Today we're going to go towards the right, so I'm just going to prepare the car by getting into gear 1, setting some gas, biting point, looking over my left shoulder. I can really see there's a car coming down the road, so I'll keep an eye on that, checking through the left mirror, center mirror. I can still see that car. There's more cars coming behind him. Right mirror, I can see more of those cars. Over my right shoulder, there's no roads or anything on that side, but after this red car, looks like it's clear. I'm just going to check one more time. There's a bus coming down, but it's really far away, so I can carry on. And I'm going to follow the road towards the right. There's a roundabout straight away, but it looks like it's clear on the right there, so I'm just going to carry on. And then here, the lanes, there's one lane for going to the left, but we want to go straight, so I'm going to keep in this lane because that lane's going to the shopping centre over there. And I can carry on. So this light's been green for ages, so I'm just keeping an eye on it to make sure that it stays green, because it could change as I approach. And this is going through the high street here, so Mill Hill Broad. I'm not rushing here because it could be really busy. Anything could just come out. Pedestrians, cars coming out from parking spaces. So this car parking here is going to restrict my space a bit, so I'll just reduce my speed there as well. I can carry on. Another car coming out. So you see what I mean? So there's lots of activity on this kind of road, so you don't want to like put your foot down and zoom through because things are always happening. At this roundabout we're going to go straight second exit, so this is quite a big roundabout. Mill Hill Circus. This is Mill Hill Circus? Yeah, Mill Hill Circus. So I'm just going to keep in the left lane, because remember, if you're going straight, you want to be in the left lane. We're going to the second exit, so I'm already thinking about where the exit is, just over there. And then I'm start checking the side. It's really busy, so I know I need to go into gear 1. I'm just checking, get to the giveaway line, and then I can stop there. It's not really on the hill, so I'm not going to use my handbrake to get my biting points. I don't really need to. I'm just checking for that side for those cars coming through. So you see these cars are coming really fast through here. I did have a learner fail here because they saw a motorbike, but they didn't realise how fast that motorbike was coming down, and he tried to go. The examiner had to stop them. So now it looks like those cars have stopped. Then I can carry on. So I'm just going to make sure I keep to the left side, and then when I get to the middle, the road or the traffic light is red, and this person's gone into the left lane, which is fine. So you want to be mindful of that. Sometimes people will be in that lane, then they suddenly change lanes in front of you. So just be wary that that might happen. So if you're going straight second exit, we don't signal to get onto the roundabout. We signal left to come off. So once I go past here, now I can check my mirror, signal left. I'm also checking this mirror for any more cars that are coming off with me. And there's a car on the right, they're just coming off as well. And he's just behind me, so that's fine. Then we can carry on now. So this is a 30. So now it's a bit of more of an open space, so I can go a bit more speed. We're going to turn next left. So I'll do my center mirror, left mirror, signal left. I'm in third gear right now. I don't want to take that turn in third. So when I get to like here, I'll start braking already, and I'll get into gear 2, and then smoothly off the clutch. So that it's a nice smooth gear change. Just being wary of any cars coming through here as well, but it looks like it's quite clear. So then I can carry on. And then here the examiner will probably say pull over on the left in a safe place. So I'm just looking for any raised curbs, make sure there's no driveway there, and then I can, once I've chosen a space, I can see a space, I'm going to check my center mirror, left mirror, signal left, and clutch down around here, bring the car to a nice smooth stop. Once I've fully stopped, handbrake on, neutral, clutch up smoothly just in case I'm in gear still, and then cancel my signal. Okay, so we are on a slight hill here, so sometimes it's tricky for you to see whether you're on a hill or not, but with more practice, don't worry, you will get to the point where you realize, okay, this is a hill now, and from there you know what to do, which is like getting your biting point, make sure that you don't roll backwards. So we're on a hill with the examiner will say let's drive on again, so then I'll get the car into gear 1. Because we're on a hill, I need to get my biting point, otherwise the car will roll back. So a bit of gas, get the biting point so the car dips a bit down like that, which means it's ready to go now. The only thing holding it is the handbrake, which is what we want. So I'm going to check over my left shoulder, do my full sweep, mirror, through the screen, through that mirror. It's really quiet around here, over that side, but I'm not taking that for granted. I'm still checking, make sure that it's still safe, because cars could still come out of driveways and the car could come down the road that I haven't seen before. So just be mindful the whole time that other cars and other road users could be there. So now we're off. This road is quite bumpy, it's all over the place, feels a bit rough as well. I'm going to take the next road on the right, so center, right. And here, that road on the right is it's quite steep there, and I can't really see what's going on. There's quite a few things happening. So that lady with the dogs, nice cute little dogs. But I'm going to make sure that I'm going into gear 1, just so I don't stall as I'm making this turn. I'll go too fast into this turn. And then we'll take the next road on the right, so center mirror, signal right. So those dogs are really cute. I nearly got distracted there. A lot of my learners get distracted by dogs for some reason. They just see a dog and that's it. They just stop concentrating and they look at that dog only. So if you're driving and you see a cute dog, be careful. Just make sure you stay focused on the drive and concentrate on the dog later or something. Maybe look on YouTube for cute dogs, but when you're driving, your eyes should be on the road. Okay, let's get back to it. So on a hill like now, I don't want to go too fast, so I'm just braking. You see, I've got no gas on right now, but the car is still going quite fast. So then I'll use my brake to reduce my speed, because this bit here is really steep. Probably can't tell in the video, but it's quite steep. And then going into the bend as well, I'm still braking just so I can control my speed. And I'm going to aim to be on my side and checking my right mirror as I go around as well. We're gonna turn left at the end here, so center mirror, signal left. Can't see much on that side either. So what gear do I need? You guessed it, right? Good. Gear 1. I'm gonna stop for a second just because I can't really see much here, just to take in what's happening. And it looks like it's clear on both sides. Just keep checking both sides anyway, checking for any cars coming through. See, I'm going really slowly through here in case a car was coming through or I didn't see something. Then I can control it. I'm gonna turn left again. And again, this is quite a steep bit on the junction, so I'm going to approach it with the intention of not going if it's clear on the right there, because it looks like it's open, you see. Then I can keep moving. But if it wasn't that open and I couldn't see, I would stop and then get my car ready for a hill start. And right now it's still 30, so remember, there's another video I was explaining about the slow sign. It doesn't really mean go really slowly, it just means be careful, basically. So on the 30, like now, I'm doing 30 right now. If I see a sign saying slow, I'm just going to be paying more attention to what's happening. So like here, for instance, it's saying slow. I'm not necessarily going to reduce my speed to 20 miles an hour because that's too much. I'll just be more aware of what's happening around me because it's bendy around here. It's quite nice around here as well, especially with like the countryside bits. So if you like countrysides, make sure you don't look too much there, just concentrate on what's happening on the road. And a lot of these roads as well, you won't know when the end of the road is, so you need to be aware and listen to the examiner, what they're saying to you. Like now they might say to you at the end of the road turn left, but you can't see where the end is because it's bendy, and if you're not familiar with the area it might be tricky. So once you get to somewhere like here, you start reducing your speed because this looks like the end of the road. I'm going to get into gear 2, but then as you get here you see that it's not the end because the road carries on towards the left, and we're going to turn left. So mirror, then you can see that the way lines are there, and you can see there's nothing coming from that way, so I can carry on. And then here the examiner will say pull over on the left in a safe place, and check my mirror, center mirror, left mirror. I can see a spot on there. It's going to reduce my speed. This is a really narrow road, so it feels weird to stop here. It feels like I shouldn't stop here, but you are allowed to stop here, and you should when the examiner asks you to do so. So it does feel like it shouldn't stop here because now the cars that are next to me have to go around, but this is a parking space. We've got other cars parked there as well, and it's by a raised curb, so you can stop here, and you don't need to be half on the pavement because sometimes you might see cars that are half on and half off, so don't copy them. Most examiners will tell you you don't need to do it like that. Just park normally, so that way you're more prepared to do what you need to do without going onto the pavement. So here we're going to start the independent driving. We're going to follow some directions that the examiner would give, which should be at the first traffic lights we're going to turn right, second traffic lights will turn left, third traffic lights will turn left. So it was right at the first ones, left at the second one, and then left at the third one. Remember, if you're not sure what the examiner said, just repeat it to them or ask them to repeat it, and then they can tell you whether it's right or wrong. And then remember, it's not a memory test as well, so just try to remember what you're going to do, but if you forget, you can ask them, and the examiner will explain that to you as well on the test. So don't be afraid to ask them where you're supposed to be going, but make sure you do it way before the junction. So now we're getting ready to move off. I can see already there's cars behind me trying to go around, which is fine. So I'm just going to check my surroundings, check over my left shoulder, left mirror, through that side, through this main screen, through the center mirror, through the right mirror. I can already see a white car coming down the road, and over my shoulder, through the blind spot over there. There's nothing really much there apart from bushes. I was going to put my signal on. I just saw a car turning into the road from the other side road, so I'm not going to come out just yet. But I've already got my biting point. This is a bit of a hill as well, so I already got my biting point. I was waiting for these cars to go past, just keeping an eye on them, just making sure I still got my biting point. Once this car's gone past, looks like it's pretty clean. I'm just going to check my shoulder one more time, and it's looking good, so then I can check my mirror and then carry on. So remember, it's on a steep hill here, so I need to put quite a bit of gas on and then get into gear 2. If I change too soon, the car will struggle and it won't go up the hill properly. So remember, we're going right at the first light, so I can already see signs telling us that the lanes is going to split into 2. So I'm going to just position myself towards the right because I know I want to be in the right lane, and then I can see that we're coming to the end because the traffic lights there as well. So center mirror, signal right, and then we'll come to the top of the hill and getting into gear 1. So there, the light changed just before I stopped, so then I can just actually just keep moving by bringing the clutch up a tiny bit more without bringing it all the way down, and that way I didn't have to worry about a hill stop. But if I did stop, it wouldn't be a problem just to get my handbrake on again and get my biting point and move off, keeping an eye on that light to make sure it stays green before I go through. Okay, at the next traffic light, remember what was there? It was left, wasn't it? So it was right at the first one. So constantly talk to yourself when you're doing the independent drive. Don't get too relaxed and think, oh yeah, I've just done it now. You still have to do, you have to carry on remembering what you've been told until the examiner said that's the end of the independent driving. So he said, so it was left next, wasn't it? So center mirror, left mirror, signal left. I'm not going to take it in gear 3, so I'm just going to gear down to gear 2, but it's changing to orange and then red. So I'm just going to prepare the car to stop and then get into gear 1 pretty much straight away, because these lights sometimes don't take long to change back to green. I don't want to be in gear 2 then trying to move off in gear 2. So once I've stopped, I'm back into gear 1. So like now it's clear. Check my mirrors and I can turn. I can see already there's a car behind me following me, which is fine. And this is a really narrow country road down here. It's still 30, but if you're not comfortable with steering, this might be a bit tricky here, especially with these puddles in the way as well. So I'm just gonna, right now I'm doing 30, and I'm using my reference point. When I see a car coming through, this car's quite wide there, so I just covered my brakes slightly just to reduce my speed, because that car was really wide and it was like basically driving on the line. It takes up a lot of space. So in that situation, you want to reduce your speed a bit so you can manage your space properly without encroaching into their space. Going downhill, quite steep here, so I'm just going to use my brake. And we've got the signs up telling us it's a sharp bend over there, and we've got another sign on the floor telling you to slow, which basically again means there's something coming up, so be careful. And we can see what it is already. So it's quite a sharp bend, so I'm going to reduce my speed quite a bit more. I'm doing about 25 now, just going up to 20 and then getting second gear, bringing my clutch up smoothly. Once I go around the bend, I can see the road opens up a bit more, and then I can start increasing my speed. I'm back to doing like 28 now, into third, and now we're doing 30 again, because now it's a bit wider. There's not much in terms of other cars coming down the road. I'm still thinking about what was the next bit, which was next traffic lights was turning left. So I'm looking out for traffic lights, because I know once I see traffic lights, I'm going to be turning left. Or if I wasn't sure, I'd be like, did you say that it was left at the next one, or did you say that it was right? And then the examiner will confirm which way it was. So don't be chicken to ask them. Just ask them and they will tell you. And okay, I can see traffic lights, so I know I'm going to be turning left. And I'm going to check my center mirror, left mirror. As I get closer, I'll signal left. But then I'm seeing stuff in the way. What's this thing here? It's the width restriction. So I know with restrictions you need to be in gear 1 for that, especially this one's really narrow as well. So I'll go into gear 1 to bring my clutch just to the biting point, just a bit higher than the biting point, and I can up and down in the biting point like that, and then I can go in slowly, checking both sides, and then I'm free. I saw the sign for 40 miles an hour there as well, and then checking my mirrors, and then once I've turned, another reminder that it's 40. So normally you want to go quite a lot of gas on, but you can see the sign saying slow here, and there's a sharp bend as well, which is why that sign saying slow. So I'm not going to go too fast in this bend. I'm going at like 30 miles an hour now, but once I've gone past the bend, I can go a bit faster, because now the road opens up a lot more. Now I'm doing 40 miles an hour. So that was the first part of independent driving, and now we're going to start following signs for edgeware. I barely touched the gas down this whole road because it was downhill and the car was going fast anyway. So I'm looking for signs for edgeware. Okay, I can see on the road, on the sign there already, it's going to be left first exit at the roundabout. So I'm just keeping to the left as I approach this, braking gently, checking my center mirror to see how close that car is. And I can see the light changing, so I'm going to go into gear 2 and then signal left. And remember, this is controlled by light, so I'm not worried too much about the right, but I'm still going to give a little glance there just in case somebody's made a mistake. And then once I can see the speed limit here has changed from 40 over there to 50. So now I can start increasing my speed loads. But there's a van in front of me, so I can't go probably as fast as I want to, but he's going faster now, which means I can go fast as well. So I'm in 4th gear now, going at like 45. Make sure I keep in a safe distance between me and the van in front, and he's going much faster now. I can now go into 5th gear, and I'm doing 50 now. So if this van was going a lot slower, so this car's, let's see how slow he's going. So he's going kind of slow, so I'm probably going to go around him. So mirror, signal. I can see it's nice and clear around here as well. Just reduce my speed a little bit so I don't go too much. Try to keep it at 50. So don't be in a rush to overtake other cars. If they are, I'll talk about that in a second. So if I want to go back to the left now, I'd be careful because there's that lorry there is indicating, but I don't know if his hazards on or his indicated to come out. He's got his hazard on, but I didn't know at that time. So now I'd go back to the left. So if you're not sure whether this person's got the hazards on or not, don't go back to the left if you're already in the middle lane. Now we're still following signs for edgeware, so I'm looking out for those signs. And this van in front of me is slowing down, so I'm just checking my surroundings as well. I can see there's a van on my lane next to me here, and there's a car on the other lane, and the sign is telling us edgeware is I need to use the middle lane for edgeware, which is straight ahead. So I'll check my center mirror, right mirror, signal right. So that sign said straight, but that's not the only information you need. You need to think about what lane it is as well. So it's straight, and it said in the second lane. Because a lot of learners just concentrate on the direction, but you need to think about what lane you need to be in as well. So these lights have been green for ages, so I'm just going to cover my brake, check in, see who's behind me as well. I'm actually slowing down a bit more. I'm doing about 30 miles an hour now, so then I can, once I start changing, I'm prepared and I can stop. This is why you want to approach lights at a good speed without rushing towards them, because if they suddenly change, it will be very difficult for you to decide whether you should stop or not. Right now I'm looking ahead as well to see what lane I'm going to use. So the left lane is for going towards that left over there. I can see my lane says EDG, but this is where I'm going to need to be careful here, because I've got all these cars next to me, but I need to make sure that I don't go into their side, so because the lines disappear there. Then now I'm in my lane, so edgeware was straight ahead. I can see the sign here as well, so lights controlled roundabout. So I'm just checking the right briefly, and then I can carry on. And here I'm keeping towards the left, mirror, signal, keeping an eye on those lights so make sure they stay green. And then as I come off, just checking the side mirror there, and it looks like it's all good. Okay, there's a good van trying to come out, but I saw that he could see us, which was fine. So now we're back to the 30-mile-an-hour roads. We can carry on. So there's a bus pulling out, I think. So no, he's got his hazards on. So sometimes you won't see until you get really close. Once I see his hazards, I can relax a bit more, which usually means he's not moving out anytime soon. But if it was his right signal, then I would have to let him out. Okay, that's the end of the independent driving. We'll follow normal directions now. We're going to take the next left at the roundabout. So center mirror, left mirror, signal left. I'm going to approach in gear 2. I'm looking at that side. I can see there's a white van there, and that yellow lorry, it's hard to say, is going the other way, so I can keep moving. Yellow lorry, okay. Yeah, so he was going the other way, so I didn't have to worry about him too much. See a sign flashing up there. I think that's the 20 sign, so I'm just gonna be mindful. The 20 starts just there actually. Right now I'm doing about 25, so as I approach I'm gonna start easing off the gas a bit, because I want to be doing 20 before I go past this sign. I'm taking the next road on the right, so center mirror, right mirror, signal right, and then there's that blue van coming down the road, and I'm gonna wait for him because I don't want to get in his way. He's flashing me, so I'm just gonna make sure that it's for me, then I can move. So when people flash, don't think, yeah, I'm just gonna go quickly. But just be really sure that you can go there. So I was still keeping an eye on him. I was keeping an eye on the van that was coming out as well. He had to wait for me, but I wanted to make sure that he wasn't doing anything crazy. And once I saw that guy slowing down, the one that flashed me, and I checked my right mirror to make sure there's no one overtaking, and then I made my turn. So basically the point there is don't do anything in a rush. Just take your time and you will be fine. It's a little rhyme there. Take your time, you'll be fine. We're going to pull up on the left here. Mirror, mirror, signal left. And I'm not going to go for the first box because I didn't have enough time to do that. We'll aim for the second one. So always go for the easiest option. So there, if we go for the second box, it was much easier. That's it. Okay. Yep. Let's drive on. There wasn't much drama there, not much to discuss. So here the examiner will probably just say to you, let's drive on again. I was hoping that there'll be a car there so we can practice parallel parking, but if not, we can always do a different maneuver somewhere else. Okay. So start over on my left shoulder. You can see it's quite clear around here, but remember, don't take that for granted. Still check everywhere, make sure it's safe. There's no one really around, so I'm not going to put a signal on. Check my right shoulder again, and off I go. I'm going to turn right at the end of the road, so center mirror, right mirror. And we'll get into gear 1 here because remember, I can't see. If you can't see, get into gear 1. So that one didn't really rhyme, guys, but it doesn't matter. You remember anyway. So if you can't see, if it's closed off, get into gear 1 because you will need to go really slowly. Even here, I'm not going faster because I can't see anything coming around this bend. The bend is a bit like of a blind bend, so I'm not going to go too quickly through here because I want to be prepared for anybody that's coming through. We're going to go left at the end, so mirror, mirror, signal left. Just being careful what this van is doing. I think she's going all the way around. And checking that side, it's looking good after this car, and I can carry on. Okay, remembering it's still 30 around here, so I'm just gonna go back into gear 3. So this car on the left looks like it's pulling over. I'm just gonna reduce my speed and then go check my right mirror and go around them, and then left mirror back in the middle of the lane. So when people are braking and positioning themselves really to one side, they usually are doing something, so start preparing for that. So I'm going to do a show me question. So the examiner might say, when it's safe, can you show me how you would clean the windscreen using the washer and wipers? So right now, we're coming up to a bend. Don't want to put any windscreen wash on my windscreen right now. I'm coming up to a bend like this. There's lots going on. I'm going to go into gear 2 while I'm judging this space. It's looking like it's enough for both of us. So I'm just going to go in slowly. So that's the last space I want to be squirting like liquid on the windscreen there because it's going to be too much. We're going to turn left at the next roundabout. So center mirror, left mirror, signal left. Checking the roundabout from earlier. I can see cars coming from there already. So I'm just going to go into gear 1. Looking for any more cars. No more. Checking my left mirror as I'm making this turn as well. For some reason people miss this turn here. They think they have to go straight down. This is a left turn. So when my first learner did it, I thought, okay, maybe it's just a mistake. But then more of them did it. So I was thinking, why is everyone missing that turn? And then apparently one of them said it doesn't look like a turn, doesn't look like a normal road, but it is a road. You need to turn down. So if you've got your left signal on, make sure you turn there, because that could be a big problem for you if you don't turn and you've got your left signal on. Okay, so now it's looking a bit clearer. I can think about doing that show me question now. So it was windscreen, so I know it's here. Press that for a few seconds and it's clean now. So the sign was 20 miles an hour as well, so I'm not going over that at the moment. This is a very long 20 mile an hour road, which if you don't practice this can feel very frustrating. Driving at 20 miles an hour for a long time is really difficult, especially when someone's behind you and you feel like you're going really slow, and especially after you've just come off like dual carriageways going at 50 miles an hour and stuff, it feels super slow. Okay, I've got some kids crossing the road here, so I'm just going to reduce my speed a bit. And also there's a van pulling up on the left. He might open his door, so I'm just thinking about that as I approach this bit here. Hopefully he won't while I'm going past. Okay, then now I can increase my speed a bit more, back to 20 miles an hour. So remember, these kind of roads here, you don't want to be like putting lots of gas on, because so those cars are coming through a bit fast. You don't want to put lots of gas on, because if at 20 miles an hour on 20 mile an hour roads, when you put too much gas, before you know what you're doing like 25. It's really easy to go over 20 miles an hour if you're not careful. So even here, I'm still doing 20 because I haven't seen any signs saying otherwise. So I'm just going to keep it at 20 miles an hour. I'm just being careful of this bus as well. And it looks like he's going to wait up there. I'm already here, so that's fine. I'll carry on. So that was a kind of meeting situation there, but our lane was clear. I didn't have to really stop for him unless he came through. And I can see the sign there saying 30 miles an hour. So don't be anxious to press the gas and go 30 miles an hour, because it's still 20 up until we reach this point here. Even now, I'm not gonna like get excited and press the gas loads. I'm just gonna gradually go, because here it's very bendy here. Still doing about 20, going up to 25 now. And at the roundabout, we're gonna turn right. So I'll do my mirror check. So center mirror, right mirror, signal right. There's a man already in the road a bit, but he's changed his mind. He's back on the pavement now, and that's fine. So I'm just gonna check the right there. He's getting blocked, but only by one car, so I'm not gonna risk. I'm just gonna get my biting point ready. I can see a bike on that side over there, but he looks like he's stopping for that car which is turning, which is gonna give me time to go. So you see there, that was more time because I could see it happening beforehand. Whereas when I got there, it was too soon because I only just got there and things were happening already. Take the next road on the left. So mirror, mirror, signal left. Checking that mirror to make sure it's safe for me to go in. It's looking good. So here, we haven't done any other maneuvers around, so the examiner will probably say to you, when it's safe, can you just park on one of these bays, doing a forward bay park. So I'm going to choose I'll choose the bay on the right hand side because they're a bit further. So I'm going to check around, make sure it's safe. Mirror, mirror, signal. I've already chosen the bay that I want. And then once the first line is lined up with the right mirror, I'm just going to check over my shoulder quickly, make sure there's no one there. I'm going to turn in. So there's a video on how to do this. I'll put that on the link. Now I can't see any lines. I'm just going to have to hope that it's going to work because I've done it using my reference point and it's looking good. So if it wasn't good, remember you can come out, make sure it's safe first. Before you do that, you can come out and then correct it. All this is explained in a video about the forward bay park. Okay, so now that I've done it, the examiner will say, okay, thank you, reverse back out so we're facing that way, please. So I know I need to go and face that way, which means I'm going to need to turn and make the car go this way. Have it planned in your head before you do anything else. Okay, so I'm in reverse already, checking all around, making sure it's safe everywhere, because this car park can get quite busy with people driving through, people walking around, and because there's no cars next to me, I can turn pretty much straight away so that I can get the car facing the way that I want it to face. Notice the whole time I'm looking around everywhere. I'm not like focusing only on one space. I'm looking left, right, over my shoulders. Once I get to like, hey, this is enough, I can move now. Checking over my shoulders again, make sure there's no one around, and I can carry on. Remembering that cars could come through here as well, so I'm just keeping that in mind. Okay, it's looking good. So now we're gonna pull up on the right. Remember, this is not part of the like a maneuver. This is just getting out of the way. So I'm just gonna put a signal on. I'm not gonna try to be as accurate as I was last time because this is not really trying to park the car as such. It's just getting out of the way so people can go past. But once I get here, keeping my clutch down, not bringing my clutch up, and I can stop. Okay, so that's the end of that one, guys. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, remember to subscribe to the channel. We've got loads more videos like that. We've got mock tests, we've got real driving tests, we've got driving lessons, we've got lots of useful tips here and there. So if you like that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.